at Bowman Library with a whole new teen book spotlight. So it is our final week of our summer reading for 2021. How crazy is that? We started all the way back in June. We are now at our last week. And so our theme for this week is Tales That Inspire. We're going to take a look at 6 books that will give you messages of hope, encouragement, maybe make you think outside the box, encourage you to try something new that maybe you haven't ever tried before and you've wanted to, anything like that. So let's get started. Our first one is Light It Up by Kikla Magoon. So when a white police officer shoots 13-year-old Shay in the back when she is walking home from school, everyone in the community has an opinion, impact, and a response. In this story, multiple points of view are given for various members of the community, from Shay's sister to the police officer's partner and even the local gang leader. Having their voices shared and people descending on this community who don't even live there, but they want to share their points, they want to have a voice. I will tell you this, that this book is not for the faint of heart, and it is incredibly realistic in its descriptions, but this story provides the inspiration that everyone has a voice, an opinion, which people may or may not agree with, but everyone does. And it can be shared and differences can be made. So it is important to stand up for what you know to be right and to make your voice be heard, especially if you want to help make a difference. This is Light It Up. For Everyone by Jason Reynolds. And I love Jason Reynolds. So this one is completely different from a book though. This is a collection of poetry. I know, we usually don't talk a lot of poetry on here. I'm not the biggest fan, but I loved this collection. And this is a collection that is written all by Jason Reynolds, that is to encourage you to dream and to keep yourself from quitting when you get discouraged or when things get tough. This started as a letter poem that Jason Reynolds decided to write to himself when he was going through a really hard time. And it will encourage you as well as it did him to set big goals and for you to decide what success personally means to you. If you love works, if you've read stuff by Jason Reynolds and you love them, you will like this one as well. Or if you love poetry, this is a must read for everyone. Hope Nation. So this is filled with essays written honestly and openly by 24 different YA authors. And each of their stories have their own messages of hope and inspiration as the author shares their experiences in lives and what they have had to overcome to be who they are today. There's authors, there's authors in here such as Libba Bray, Nicola Yoon, Jason Reynolds, Angie Thomas, Gail Foreman, and there's more, there's 24. And you'll be inspired by all of their stories and to turn off any negative noise from achieving what you want to achieve, not to let anything stop you or slow you down. You can pick and choose what you want to read. You can jump around. You may only want to read 2. That's totally fine. Maybe that's all you need. So this is Hope Nation. Superman Smashes the Klan. So this is by Jean-Luen Yang, who is amazing. He did Dragon Hoops, which was incredible, and this one is no exception. So believe it or not, this graphic novel is based on a radio series that took place over 70 years ago. So back when there was before TV, people would sit around the radio and they would listen to stories that almost like TV shows without the picture. This was one of those. It's 1946 in Metropolis, and the Chinese-American Lee family moves across town from the Chinatown area into the central part of the city. And they have gone from where they blend into everyone to that they are the only Chinese-American family there. And when they move there, they start to face some pretty epic racism, including the Ku Klux Klan burning a cross on their front lawn. When Clark Kent, also known as Superman, along with his friends Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, start to befriend Tommy and Roberta Lee, the 2 Lee children, they start to see firsthand what their new friends are going through, and they know it is not right. But Superman is just at the beginning of figuring out who he is and his powers and how to use them and what he's capable of, but he knows that he needs to do something, that he needs to make a difference. So with that said, I don't want to tell you what ends up happening, but I will tell you this: the action is nonstop, but it is more than your typical superhero story, as it takes a look at the experiences immigrants faced then and still face today, as well as bringing up questions about, racism. Is it taught, or is it inherent? Or, it does go way deeper, and it will make you think. This is Superman Smashes the Klan. The 57 bus. So in this true story, it starts on November 4th, 2013. It's a day that begins like no other, and it's in Oakland, California. Sasha, a queer gender teen, is riding the 57 bus, was asleep, minding their own business, when they were brutally assaulted by Richard, who was 16 years old. Now, Richard was dared by his friends to light Sasha's skirt on fire on a bus with other people around. Sasha does survive, but ends up in the burn unit with second and third degrees, covering 22% of the body. Richard is subsequently arrested and then charged as an adult for committing a hate crime. This book takes us through each of their experiences, their points of view stemming from this event. Sasha spends the rest of high school in the hospital and rehab, Richard navigating through the legal system at just 16 years old. This book will spark you to think, make opinions, stand up for other people, and wonder as both try to overcome the situations that they find themselves in. You feel for Sasha, but Richard's not going to have an easy time as well. This is the 57 bus. And our last one is Cinderella Man. So, based on a true story, it is the 1930s, and there was a boxer named Jimmy Braddock. Braddock was a frequent loser, and he was such a frequent loser that he was often chosen as an opponent when someone needed an easy win. So, as Braddock is going through this experience, he has this goal, though, that he wants to win a title fight. But he knows that's going to be easier said than done, especially given his reputation. And in the middle of a match, he actually breaks his dominant fighting hand, and he never regains full use of it. So that just makes it even more difficult. Then in 1935, Braddock is set to fight Max Baer, the current champion and considered to be one of the greatest boxers of all time. Even today, he's considered to be one of the greatest boxers of all time. And no one thinks Braddock stands a chance. Again, this is supposed to be an easy win. Who doesn't love a great sports underdog story? And this one is amazing. You will not be able to believe what happened. You will not be able to put it down. This is Cinderella Man. So these are just 6 of the books that we have here at the library to give you some inspiration, encouragement, maybe uplift your spirits, give you hope, give you a positive message, or make you think in ways that maybe you've never thought before. So we encourage you to come on out, check out one of these 6 books, or we can help you find whatever book of inspiration that you are looking for. So before we wrap up, just a quick housekeeping item about summer reading. Summer reading ends on August 11th at 11:59 p.m. So why is that important? Well, if you have any virtual tickets that need to be entered for any of the prize drawings, it has to be done by August 11th, 11:59 p.m. or else everything's going to be shut down and you will be unable to enter them. So make sure ASAP that you turn your tickets in virtually through Beanstack. I hope you have a great week, and I hope you tune back next week when we have a whole new middle grade teen book spotlight.